Hello, and thank you for watching this Corn Belt Regional Forecast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, over the next 10 days, we're watching a transition from a very cold pattern across the central U.S. to a much warmer pattern across almost the entire lower 48 as we head into the week of Christmas. It's also going to be a dry week ahead as we look at for a disruption to the pattern here that's brought quite a bit of precipitation to parts of the eastern Corn Belt and the southeast. That's going to be coming to an end. Much drier next 7 days. We'll talk about that as well. Some evidence here that we may see a storm system of some sort across the central U.S. as we get into the middle and late part of next week. That'd be around Christmas Day and perhaps just on the other side of that, but details very unclear, just some early signals that we may resume an active pattern across the central United States, across the Corn Belt, as we head into the 8, 9, and 10-day time frame. Nothing in the next 7 days really to speak of across the entire Corn Belt. So we wake up on Tuesday morning a bit chilly, again, across the entire lower 48 here, the exception being across the southeast, where the cold front has not yet swept through. We've still got warm air advection feeding in advance of that little front that's making its way through. Brought some severe weather to parts of the southeast. Continues to bring the threat of severe weather to the southeast. Tornado watches in effect here at the 6 a.m. hour across parts of the panhandle of Florida into southern Georgia. As we take a look at the satellite picture, we can see those storms again along that cold front off to the south and to the east, but across the central U.S., high pressure moving in, and that is going to be bringing things to an end. Let's go ahead and we'll look at the radar picture, looking at what's going on underneath those clouds. Again, here is the snow that is making its way out across parts of Indiana, parts of Ohio. That's what left a corridor of snow from parts of Kansas through Missouri and Illinois. And then off to the south, here are those strong storms still making their way along the Gulf Coast and the southeast. Elsewhere across the Corn Belt, we do have some light snow flurries making their way across parts of the Dakotas through northern Minnesota into Wisconsin. Not expecting any significant snow accumulation here, and this should be moving out over the next 24 hours as well. As we look at this new stripe of snow from Kansas into Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, the heaviest of which falling very near the I-70 corridor here from parts of east central Missouri into south central Illinois into the Indianapolis area. Most of that falling Sunday night into the day on Monday. So we take a look at total precipitation over the last 48 hours. It has been a big storm system. Again, the snow on the north side, the rain and thunderstorms off to the south, and that continues off to the south and to the east today. Drier weather, though, on the back side. Let's just jump right in and look at the upper level pattern here, the 500 millibar heights pattern. Watch the transition as we head into the week of Christmas. Trough across the central U.S. right now. If I go ahead and bring it back to our Tuesday morning setup, a ridge to the northwest, going to be an elongated trough here, and then another ridge off to the east coast. The axis of that trough right through the central U.S., that's where we've got the coldest temperatures right now, moving in on the back side of that storm system. But if I take the drawings off, we watch where we evolve. We begin to build a ridge into the region here. By the time we get to the end of the week here, Thursday into Friday, we'll have to watch a little cutoff system make its way along the south here. That's going to be missing the Corn Belt. That is the only wild card within the system, or within the overall flow here, because by the time we get here to the end of the weekend here, we're getting into Sunday the 22nd on into Monday, Christmas Eve. Major ridge across the central U.S., and this is a very warm pattern across the Corn Belt. This is meaning temperatures here, perhaps 40s and 50s for high temperatures across parts of the Midwest here, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. Those 40s and 50s definitely going to be on the table there, especially on off to the south from there. And then again, as we look at the precipitation forecast, we're going to watch this major storm system that's moved through the severe weather across the south, the snow here in the eastern Corn Belt. This gets out of here, and then it is quiet for the next 7 days. It's not until we get all the way into mid to late next week. Perhaps we see the suggestion of an area of low pressure developing somewhere in the central U.S., bringing some precipitation back to the region. If we look at the ensemble forecast here, the European on the left, the GFS on the right, keeping things dry for the next 7 days. Again, the exception going to be where we see a little system sneak through off to the south along the Gulf Coast, but dry conditions expected across the Corn Belt. One other way to look at that here, looking at the NBM, the National Blended Model, total accumulated precipitation. When I play this, you'll see first this storm system making its way out, and then that is about all that you're going to see accumulate here as we head through the next 10 days until, bloop, right there, December 25th, 26th, maybe some suggestion that we're going to get a storm system developing here across the central part of the country, but that is beyond 7 days out into the future, so we're just simply not going to worry about that right now. My message to you is across the Corn Belt, it is going to be a quiet week, and a quiet week that features a warm-up as we head into especially the weekend and early next week. Temperatures on the table here being 10, 15, maybe 20 degrees warmer than average as we head into the Christmas season. Finishing up then, looking at high temperatures for the next few days. Your highs today, again, bit on the chilly side as we do get things started. Those high temperatures below freezing north of that line here across the Dakotas and the upper Midwest into parts of the eastern Corn Belt. Chilly, especially across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana and Ohio, where we've got that fresh snowpack. It'll be slower to warm up in that area. Here are your high temperatures for the day on Wednesday. Starting to see that warmth feed back in as the ridge builds. Warmer on Thursday, warmer still on Friday, and then your highs on Saturday only below freezing across the far north. So we look at low temperatures then again, chilly here as we get started. Temperatures well below zero as we wake up tomorrow across the upper Midwest, reaching the freezing, or above zero, I should say, with the overnight lows Wednesday night into Thursday. And then again, the warm-up continues with the overnight lows Friday, and then waking up on Saturday to temperatures near freezing across the Corn Belt. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have an in-depth look at the next 1 to 2 weeks in our Thursday morning ag forecast video, and I'll be back to talk about the Corn Belt specifically on Friday. You can also catch our long-range U.S.-focused weather analysis that will be posted to the Nutrien Ag Solutions customer portal on Wednesday morning.